Now the sit command is a very common command. Everyone gets their dog to sit. It's the first thing they do. But I've found that it is not the most useful command. It's not a command where the dog can be comfortable for any great length of time. That's why when I need a stationary command, I always use the down command. But we'll show you how to do this command because it is a good place to start working with the dog. When we've discussed the down command, we've mentioned that it is a submissive position. When two dogs fight, one lies on the ground, they're giving up control, whereas sit is not a means of communication between the dogs. So it's not as challenging for the dog as far as control goes. It's easier to get them to do this. Now, it's also important when we give these commands that we are clearly giving both a verbal and a visual signal. For the sit command, I simply raise a hand like this as I say the word. So, he's done it for it already, but sit. We want to make sure our tone is loud enough the dog hears us. We're not asking the dog, we're telling the dog what it is that we want. When we give the command, hold the hand still for 2 full seconds so that the dog can clearly see what we've expected of them. If they are distracted when we give the verbal part of the command, at least they can look back up and see what it was that we've asked them to do. So you would give the command, sit, wait, 1,000, 2,000. Now at this point, if the dog has sat, lower your hand, then you can wait and give them a bit of praise. Now, if they have not responded at the end of that 2 seconds, then what you would do is you would move your hands in close on the leash and starting softly with all our corrections and gradually increasing the firmness, we would take the line, snapping up and back towards the rear end of the dog, and this would force the dog into the sit position. We can also start with one hand on the line. Now if the dog was standing here and we had asked to sit and he has not sat, so we reach in with one hand, get you up again, Izzy, and put your hand on his haunch here. As you push down, you're going to pull back with the other line. So you would do this here, now putting the dog into position. Start off again softly, just encouraging the dog into the spot. Then each time that you're not getting a response, increase the firmness gradually. Always be ready to praise the dog when they do the right thing, and making sure that the dog maintains that sit position until you let them out of it. The only way to allow the dog out of the position is on your first step away. As your foot hits the ground, you will clap your hands and you will say the word okay nice and loud and continue to move away. Body language is important at this point when we're releasing the dog because they will follow us if we keep moving. If we simply stand here and go, okay, our body is saying stay, but our words are saying go. We've got to drive forward and show the dog exactly what we want. So it would be like this. Okay. And we continue to move. Now at this point, once we've taken our few steps away, then we can give the dog better praise at this point than they received while they were sitting. When the dog initially sits for us, sit. Don't get all excited and instantly dump a bunch of praise on the dog. Keep yourself in control. Wait for a moment. Let them just think about what's happened, building patience in the dog. Then, good boy. Just a small bit of acknowledgement. If we give them all the praise in the world to start with, they're not working towards anything. And again, we don't need treats for this. Their reward is the praise that they get. And then we release them again. Okay, good boy. Atta guy. Good boy. Atta boy. Atta guy. Oh, yeah. And that's about it. It's not, again, a very tough command to do. Go through it a few times every day, and a couple of days you'll have a decent sit command. Are you a good boy, Izzy? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And one more thought about the giving of commands is that it's not necessary to give the dog's name each time before you give a command. We don't have to go Izzy sit, Izzy down, Izzy come. Izzy knows that the words that you're using, sit down and come, given in a certain tone, are directed at him. Now, if you have a few different dogs, you will eventually need to use their names so that they can understand which dog in particular in a group that you're talking to. But if you just have one dog, don't believe that that dog cannot respond to you if you don't give their name first. They know you're talking to them.